They can have it all. I just want Jesus.
Stay out the way. I wake up, I gotta pray, yeah, yeah. There ain't no other way. Then I'd rather start my day, yeah. Cause without you, I'll start doubting myself.
Day 1, learning to trust God. As a believer, this is something that we struggle to admit. We'd all like to think that we trust God with our lives wholeheartedly, even until something happens. A change, a sudden shift to our norm, a major feeling of defeat overpowers me. But I trust you, Lord. What does this trust look like exactly? Before we start thinking of our great escape, ways to dive back into familiarity, we must seek the answers that are available to us in the Bible. He didn't bring me here to die. He brought us here to trust him. Let's start by dissecting the word trust. Trust means assured reliance on the character, ability, strength, or truth of someone or something. In other words, one in which confidence is placed. I trust you, Lord. Psalm 20 is referred to as a psalm of trust, a prayer for victory. Verse 7 reads, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we, believers, we will remember the name of the Lord our God." I'm reminded of the Egyptians on the trail of the Israelites. Pharaoh's heart was hardened. He took 600 chosen chariots and captains over every single one of them and overtook the children of Israel encamping by the sea. They had a great army. However, the foreknowledge of God knew the appetite of the Egyptians. They desired to enslave and keep God's people in bondage. Pharaoh reckoned in his evil heart that Israel was hemmed in. Perhaps we are hemmed in. But God, being stuck between a rock and a hard place, I can almost hear the heartbeat of every single Israelite racing in fear. Boom, 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 boom. How can I trust God when the enemy is this close to taking my life? I'm standing in front of my Red Sea. But God was up to something. There was a major purpose and a plan for taking them on this particular route. What can you do when there's nothing left to do? And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord. Fear, unbelief, and anger will cripple the believer. How can we witness the track record of God and attest to his dunamis power, yet somehow believe that he has taken us away to die in the wilderness? Leave us alone in our misery, we say. Leave us alone that we may serve the Egyptians. It had been better for us to serve them than to die here. But trust requires you to stand still so that you may see the salvation of our God. The enemy that you see today, you shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. I trust you, Lord. An unimaginable way is made. Receive your instructions. Go forward in faith. You shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. Sadly, this doesn't stop the attempts of the enemy. God has hardened the hearts of the Egyptians, and they pursued Israel. But the Lord said, I will get me honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots and upon his horsemen. Thank you, Lord. The Lord troubled the hosts of the Egyptians and took off their chariot wheels. At this point, the enemy realized that their mighty chariot army did them no good. They're no match for our God. Their own rebellion against God led them into a trap. Instructions are given again. The waters returned and covered the chariots and all the hosts that came in the sea after Israel. There remained not so much as one of them. I trust you, Lord. As every Egyptian was defeated, hear this, Satan was completely defeated at the cross. Not one single bondage of darkness was excluded, but rather Jesus addressed them all. Proverbs 3:5 reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." I trust in the God of the universe, not my circumstance. Be blessed.